When you walk into a punch like that, early doors, it's like, wow, like that changes the whole aspect of the fight.
3, 2, 1. This is Jonathan Agger of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Charlie Edwards. It's fight week, back at York Hall this Friday night against Thomas Essomba. Charlie, you were ecstatic when sort of the fight got announced, and now it's fight week. How are you feeling?
Feeling amazing, feeling ecstatic again. Feel fit, fast, strong, reactive, feeling immense. I'm looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this one. It's been a great camp. Everything's gone smoothly. Left no stone unturned. Injury free. No cuts. It's going to be a good one, a very good one. Friday night couldn't come soon enough for me. I've been wanting this time, a moment, for a very, very long time, and we're here. We're now, and it's time to lift that European title in style on Friday night.
I've just seen your son is doing an interview down there, and you sort of gave him a hug and stuff. Have you seen him since sort of the fight got announced? Have you kind of kept your distance from him, because obviously he is Team Essomba this Friday? So yeah, was that like the first time you've seen each other since the fight got announced?
Listen, SNY Edwards is the enemy, isn't he? This week. But listen, it is what it is. Like, I got a lot of love for my brother, always will. Do you know what I mean? I just got to be grateful and thankful for this opportunity. He's serving me as fighter on a platter for the EBU European title, a legit title that's going to propel my career back to where it needs to be. I've got to be grateful, so I'm thankful. All the build-up and whatnot gets said this week, I've already forgiven him, because at the end of the day, when I lift that title on Friday night, it's put me back in pole position. So it is what it is. We'll see how the fight week build up. We'll see how the press conference go. We'll see what kind of things he's got to say, etc. But do you know what I mean? I'm thankful and I'm happy and I'm grateful.
When you last fought at York Hall against George Ory, did you think this fight was going to be next, or did you think it was going to be a different fight? Obviously, this fight seems to make a lot of sense, but did you think you were going to fight Essomba?
I wanted Essomba first fight back. That's the truth of it, and because of TV and etc. and budgets and stuff, it didn't happen. So what was the next best thing? Why do you think I picked him? I've been training for Thomas for the last 10-12 months, and Jorge Ory was a very similar kind of style to Thomas. You could even argue that he could be better. So I picked a formidable opponent like that, who no one would have really picked on the first fight back, because I'm in business. I'm here to chase legacy now. I want to be fast-tracked back to where I belong, and that's at the top. And Friday night, we'll see. We'll show that.
And the European belt's a significant belt. Has that always been something you've been looking at and thinking, what, I want to win that belt, or is it just this gets you to, like you say, maybe like a world title shot?
To be honest, I've always wanted the European title. I've been very traditional through my career, and I'm English, British, soon to be European and world champion. So for me, it's chasing legacy. I've won once I went on Friday night, I've won legit traditional titles at 3 weight divisions. I'm a multi-weight champion, but my goal is to be a multi-weight world champion, and this is a stepping stone that has to be taken on this journey. So I really want the European. I've never won the European. I've always looked at it when I was in the flyweight days. In the super flyweight days, there wasn't a European title at that weight, so we couldn't fight for it. But now I'm up at bantamweight. It makes perfect sense, and one that I've always looked at and wanted. So it's going to be a proud moment putting that in my trophy cabinet.
And you're a well-known name, across the world. What you've done at world level and stuff. But does this fight, kind of send a message to people, in the world scene at world level? Because with respect to Ory, I think Essomba, for a European title is a much bigger fight.
Yeah, most definitely. Don't forget, Ory was European champion. He was IBO world champion as well. So it brings eyes, and that's thanks to my brother. So thank you, SNY Edwards. Thank you. You're bringing me back into the light, bro.
I remember when we spoke, sort of when the fight was announced, you kind of said you wanted Sonny as a sparring partner. Why has he got this fight wrong? Why'd you beat him, and why has he got it wrong?
You need to ask him why he thinks he beats me. The expert of boxing analysis of SNY Edwards, Mr. DAZN. Ask him that question. Ask him how he's going to beat me. I'm better than Thomas in every single area. I leave no stone unturned. We're playing a percentage game. The professional level of my team and what I operate on and how I live my life around my whole life is boxing. Like, ask Sonny that question, and then we'll see what he really says. And when he's answering it, look into his eyes and see if he actually believes it. Because I don't think he believes it. I think he knows. I think he's giving me the leg up, and that's brotherly love, right?
And this is second camp with Stephen Smith. What's it like heading into this one? Obviously the first one is the first fight together. Now you know each other better, and this is your second camp together. Is it like a different mentality heading into Friday night, knowing that you two gel together?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a brotherhood, me and Stephen. It's like I've teamed up with someone who I've had no connection like no other. Like, we are really in sync. The way we do things, the way we vibe, the way we bounce off one another, the boxing IQ levels that we have, and it's like it's a match made in heaven. And this is a second fight together. This is a fight where I'm going into where I haven't got a back injury and I haven't got a cut on my eye. So now we ain't got no anxiety going into this fight week. We've trained meticulously. We've done absolutely everything, and we look forward to this fight on Friday night. And we're just going to keep going from strength to strength, and like the levels that this man's going to take me to is going to be extreme and elite.
Now, obviously, Sonny was in your corner last time. Is it going to be a bit weird him being on the other side of the ring?
I mean, for me, when I really think about it and I've dissected it and visualised it and that, like, I've put myself in every predicament and option and that, so I can emotionally detach myself, right? However, this is the question. When you fight as brothers and you're doing the fighting, you're in control. Yeah, so you're just locked in the moment, in the zone. When you're on the outside watching it, brother, that's when your nerves comes in. That's when all the emotions and thoughts comes in. So he was very nervous for my last fight. When he come and rocked in and see me in the corner and met me on fight week, he was super nervous for me, yeah? And I was like, it's cool, bro, I've got this, yeah, it's sound. Because he hasn't seen me in the gym and training and my mindset and how I am these days and my character. And he's got to answer that question. Because on fight night, when your brother's going into the lion's den, the cauldron of fire, and anything can happen and your health and safety is on the line, how's he going to feel? How's the emotions going to be for him? Like I just want to see him then. I can see on him he's already a bit like, I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this emotionally and mentally. He might brush it off and say he can, but they're only questions he's going to be able to ask.
Just closing off, Charlie, obviously we had the big fight on the weekend. Joshua Dubois, two guys you know well. What did you think of the fight and Dubois' performance?
Great for British boxing, amazing. The show was spectacular. His Excellency has done a fantastic job to bring these kind of moments and fights to the sport of boxing and making all the promoters work amongst each other, which is fantastic for the sport. But it's a bit of a passing the torch moment. Daniel Dubois has always been a great fighter. He's actually been boxing for like 20 odd years. Like, I remember him being 14 and me being 18, the same weight divisions in the Lynn ABC, and having a spar with him. Like, so he's been there, travelled. And you know what? Like, when I was an 18-year-old boy, because I've always been a boy, I've never been a full-grown man, but he could hold his own then at 14 years of age with a senior who was on the GB team. So he was always destined for greatness, and it's really good to see with Daniel Dubois, you know, because he's gone through the fire and the cauldron, and that's why I take a lot of inspiration from him, because I've done the same thing. Like, these last 4 years, like he's had the last 4 years, where people turn on him, calling him this, that, coward, etc., etc., and then he's bit down, gone through the fire, developed a character, developed a mindset to push through, to then go and beat Hrgovic, and then go on to beat Anthony Joshua. Like, this is a real inspiring story. Like, it's great, and it shows what a character and man he is, and it also shows a lot of other fighters to keep believing and keep working hard. And I've done that. I've been consistent, and I can resemble with him. So he had a great resurgence, and I feel like it's my time to resurge now, and it's the rebirth of the Eagle. So it's it's very inspiring. My heart bleeds for Anthony Joshua because he's a good friend of mine. I was on the phone to him through my dark times, asking for a bit of advice, etc. And it's just sad to see. But that's boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. And when you walk into a punch like that, early doors, it's like, wow, like that changes the whole aspect of the fight. I don't kind of get the tactics coming out with a low lead hand and jabbing from down there with your chin in the air. It was like it was written to happen, which is a mad thing. But some things are destined. Like, there's no truer word. God is real. God is powerful, and I do believe we all have our destiny.
Just on AJ, you said, you know, he reached out to you when you were going through bad times.
I reached out to him.
Sorry, you reached out to him. What have you spoken to him since Saturday? And you know, how's he feeling? And what would you advise him to do next?
I haven't spoke to him, and I know he's going to be super busy. So I would probably let the dust settle before I even send a message. He probably ain't even going to see anything right now. His phone, he's probably chucked his phone away. If I was him, I would have just got away, got with my family, and tried to switch off as much as possible. For me, what I'd like to see him do next is I would like to see him have a bit of a rest, just to reevaluate and have the time to actually come to terms with what he actually wants to do, other than everyone else around him putting pressure on him. And that obviously he makes millions and millions for everyone. But if he really deeply wants it and wants to come back, what a comeback story that would be as well. And I believe he can come back. I believe he will be on that trajectory again. He'll always be in big fights. There's the Fury fight out there, but the next fight I would like to see him have is like a Dillian White. I think it's great. The British fans will buy into it. There'll be build-up behind it. Dillian hosts a good on the other side, causing issues, and he'll say what he thinks and speak his mind, and it will get like a real good British buzz again. And then after that, then step on and get your confidence back in that way. That's what I would like to see for him.
All right, well, Charlie, this Friday night, York Hall, live on Channel 5, you against Essomba. Any final words to the fans why they should tune in?
Tune in, don't blink. I feel great. It's going to be a show-stopping performance, and don't be surprised if I knock Thomas flat out.
There you have it. Charlie, good luck Friday night.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.